Okay, welcome back for our second session. Okay, so we go back to our audit procedures. So audit sampling. Okay, so let me go back and share my screen. Okay. Okay, so this had to mention that we classify the method in two categories. We have the statistical and we have the non-statistical sampling method. Okay, as you mentioned, the key difference is simply on the chance of selection of the item. Okay, do they have an equal chance or not? If they have an equal chance, then that's statistical, and if they don't have an equal chance, then that is the non-statistical sampling method. Okay. We went ahead and say that we have called the first statistical sampling method. We have the random selection method. Okay. And in this method, okay, some of us have seen they have gone out of class. We are now 7. Anyway, let's wait for them to come back. So then you have the random selection method. Okay, so simply here is that the items that you want to form the sample units that you want to form the sample use. Okay, you're going to be using the random selection method. Okay. And most of the time, okay, if possible, okay, it's better that you use a generator, okay, the random number generator, to help you out in picking up the units that you want to form the sample, okay. And the generator can be anything. It can be the use of calculator, the use of Excel, the use of computer. It can assist you, okay. So it's you to pick a generator that suits your case, okay, to pick the items of the population, okay. That's simply called the random selection method. Okay. Don't forget, don't confuse this method with the haphazard selection method. Okay. Don't forget, in the haphazard selection method, don't forget you're not following any design structure when it comes to picking the item. Okay. So it's within the person picking the sample, okay, to design whatever method he prefer. Okay, so there is no like sort of way upon which the items in the population will be picked from the sample. Okay, it's simply done in haphazard manner. As the name is just suggesting. Okay, simply done in haphazard manner. Okay, they call the haphazard selection method. There's no any design procedure that is being followed by the auditor, okay, when picking the items, okay, that call the haphazard selection method. Okay, so don't confuse the two, the random selection method and the haphazard selection method. Okay, for the haphazard, there is no design procedure you're meant to be following. Okay, for the random selection method, don't forget the random numbers are getting picked by a generator. Okay, if possible, by the use of generator. Okay, that is going to help you out in picking up the sample. Okay. Then we have the systematic selection method. Okay, don't forget here it's trying to combine the two. Okay, trying to combine the random selection and also okay, trying to combine the random selection method as well as following a pattern. Okay, so if, for example, from the generator, okay, your first number is, let's say, 10. Okay, the generator picks 10. Okay, so you can decide that if my first number is 10, then I'll be adding maybe 20 for the items from the beginning. Okay, so if the first number is 10, then the next item that you want for the sample will be 10 plus 20. So that gives number 30. Okay, the next item will be 30 plus 20. Okay, so you add in a constant interval. Okay, you'll be adding a constant interval from the first number. But the first number, don't forget, we shall pick it from a generator, from a random number generator. Okay, that's called the systematic selection method. Okay, sometimes referred to as the random systematic selection method. Okay, so what is the same method? Okay. Okay, I think those we mentioned. Okay. Then you have to call the block selection method, okay? The block selection method. Now, in this method, okay, it is a non-statistical sampling method. Don't forget, this is a non-statistical sampling method, okay? So what happens is that we are going to pick items in blocks, okay? That means, therefore, the items that form the population, okay, are going to be in blocks, okay? If, for example, the items you're testing is payment of check, or maybe, I don't know, you want to test invoices, okay, that were paid during the year. You want to see whether the payments made there was any fraud, okay, as an auditor, okay. So you decide that you'll pick the number, okay. You pick all the invoices paid between this day to this day, okay. You can say between 1st of March all the way to 1st of April, okay. So you can say this, that's my sample, okay. Instead of us trying to pick the items for the entire year, okay, so you simply pick a block, okay, you can say from 1st of January until 15th of February, those are the invoices I'll pick to form my sample, okay, but the fact was the block selection method, you pick the numbers in block, okay, and don't forget, as mentioned, this is a non-statistical sampling method, okay, so the items are picked in block, okay. So that's on the block selection method, okay? Then you have the Monterey unit sampling method, okay? We have the Monterey unit sampling method, okay? So in this method, we are going to be picking, or the items that we pick are going to be based on the amounts, okay? So as mentioned, if, for example, you want to say, I'll only pick invoices where the payments made was above $1 million. Okay, so we are picking the items based on the amounts. Okay, so items that form the population, that form the sample. Okay, all those invoices that are above $1 million, or those invoices above 1,000. But here you're picking based on the amount. Okay, so simply called the monetary unit sampling method. So the population or the criteria we're using when it comes to picking the items for the population, for the sample, is based on the amounts. It's based on the amounts, or based on monetary value of that particular unit. Okay, that is the monetary unit sampling method. Okay. Don't forget, your question, you can do so through the chat, as well as you can raise your hand. Okay, so I'll get to see it from my end. Okay. Then you have the cluster sampling method. Okay, so you have the cluster sampling method. Okay, so in this method, on the cluster sampling method, okay, first is we classify the items within the population into groups. Okay, and this group are also referred to as classes. They're called clusters. Okay. If, for example, it's the invoices we want to pick a sample for all the invoices that were paid during that year. Okay, we want to pick a sample for all the invoices that were paid during that year. Okay, so let's say that I'll group the invoices based maybe on the amounts. Okay. Okay. So actually, so I have seen your question. Let me just go back, okay, on the haphazard method, okay. On the haphazard method, don't forget here, there is no any design procedure that the auditor is following, okay. So there's no any design procedure the auditor is following when picking a sample. It's him to decide, okay. I'll pick the sample I don't know, based on their colors, based on, I don't know, their sizes. So there's no any design procedure, okay, that is being followed when the auditor is picking the sample. Okay? So it's simply done in a haphazard manner, okay, as the name is suggesting, okay. That is on the haphazard selection method. Okay, so Delphine is the Montre sampling method statistical and statistical. Okay, it is non-statistical. Okay, it is non-statistical. Okay, it is a non-statistical sampling method. Okay, that's for the Montre unit. Okay, I hope I've answered the questions. Okay, so back to the class sampling method. Okay, so for the class sampling method, as I mentioned, you're going to subdivide. Okay, let me go back to this to the invoices. Okay, the invoice for the year. You can decide if, for example, the first invoice number was 1. It goes all the way to, let's say, 100. Okay, you can decide I will group them into tens. Okay, so between 1 and 11, between 1 and 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30. Okay, so you can decide to group them into tens. Okay. So the tens, the two groups between 1 and 10 becomes a cluster. 11 and 20 become another cluster. Okay, 21 to 30 become another cluster. So simply, we are going to have. So we're going to take the sample. We're going to subdivide the population into groups. Okay, and these groups we have called them clusters. Okay. So once it's done, okay. So what's the next thing? Okay, if for example we have the invoice between number 1 and number 100. Okay, and you have 10 groups. Okay. And you want that we have 10 groups, okay, and each of the group has made of 10 items, okay, and you want 20 items, okay. Let me share my board, okay, so that I can emphasize on that point. So let me share my board. Okay, so that's my board. If, for example, okay, I have invoice number. Okay, so I have invoice number between 1 and 100. Okay, then I can subdivide these invoice numbers into tens. Okay, so I can have my first group. Say group number 1 is invoice number 1 to invoice 10. Okay. Then the second group is invoice 11 to invoice number 20. Okay, my third group is 21 all the way to 30. Okay, all the way until 100. Okay, so I have group 4, group 5, group 6, group 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so all the way to 10. Okay. However, the sample I want, okay, don't forget one group is made of 10 items. However, the sample that I want here, okay, so the sample I want, it must have 20 items, okay, so it must have 20 items, okay. That means, therefore, I need to pick two groups, okay. So one of the way that you decide as an auditor is that I'll try to, since now I have group 1, group 10, I can use a generator to pick for me a number between 1 and 10, okay. So if, for example, but I want two numbers, okay? If, for example, the generator, Excel or calculator, whatever it is you're using, okay, gives you number 4 and number 7, okay? So it means you pick the items that are in cluster 4, okay? So cluster 4 and the cluster 7, okay? So these are 10 items and these are 10 items, okay? So you combine the two. So 4, the items that make group 4 plus the items that make group 7 become therefore our sample, okay? They're called the cluster sampling method. Okay, I hope that was clear. Okay, so the first thing is you need to group the population into groups. Okay, so that means therefore it is possible for us to divide the population into groups. Okay, so if it is not possible to subdivide the items and the population into groups, then you can't use this method. Okay, so the first thing, so divide the population need to be able, you should be able to divide the population into subgroups. Okay. Then out of those subgroups, you can decide to pick, if the sample is only for 10 items, then you only sample, you only take one, okay? And how do you take it? From random selection method, okay? If the sample is made to be made of 20 items, then that you're going to pick 2, okay? Because each group is made of 10, so you need to pick 2, so that they make 20, okay? So you take a generator, okay, group 4 and group 7, for example. So you combine the two, okay? The items that make group 4, the items that make group 7 become therefore our sample, okay? That's called the cluster sampling method, okay? I really hope that was very clear, okay? That's on the cluster sampling method, okay? Then let me. The next method is called the stratified sampling method, okay? The stratified sampling method, okay? Let me go back to the board so that I can explain it. Okay. I hope you can see my board. Ami, can you see my board?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So let me explain the stratified sampling method. Okay, so the same, okay, method that I was saying, okay. So first, so we had 10 groups. So here we have group 1, we had group 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So out of group 1, don't forget we had a number of items, okay? So I see that, for example, we had 10 items, okay? We had 10 items here, 10 items, 10 items, 10 items, 10, 10, and 10, okay? So as we had said, we are simply going to subdivide the population into subgroups, okay? Group 1 all the way to group 10, okay? That's called simply, but now these groups are called strata, okay? So one is called stratum, okay? Then if there are many, it's called strata, okay? What we do is that now we are going to have these numbers, okay? So here we have 10 numbers. So if, for example, you want to have a sample, our sample need to be made of 20 items, okay? So you can decide. What I can do is that I'll pick 2 items from each of the group. Okay, you can see you have group 1 all the way to group 10. And if you pick 2 items for each of the groups, that will make 20 items. Okay, so you can decide if, for example, in group 1 we have item number 1 all the way to item number 10. Okay, you can decide to use a generator to assist you pick 2 items out of group 1. Okay, you got it. So we have group 10. So group 1 has 10 items, but out of group 1 we only need 2 items. Okay, so we pick 2 items from the use of a generator. Okay, with the same in group 2, group 3, group 4, all the way to group 10. Once you've done that and you pick the items in each of group, 2 items in each of the group by the use of the random numbers, then we add them up together. Group 1, they to group 2, from group 1, 2, from group 2, 2, all the way to group 10. Okay, then you combine them and you make 20 items. That can therefore our sample. Okay, that's called the stratified sampling method. Okay, so don't confuse it with the cluster. Okay, for cluster, you just pick one of the group. Okay, you don't pick the items within the group. Okay, so for the stratified, we go a step further than just picking a group. Okay, we pick the items within the groups, within all those 10 groups. Okay, that's make therefore what we call the stratified sampling method. Clear? Question? I want to unmute all of you, then if someone has a question, you can ask. Emma. I'm not sure what happened. You are all unmute now. Samuel. Hey, Peter.
Yes.
Question or comment on the session, because I want to end the session there.
Hiya.
Yes.
Wait.
40 minutes.
No, because I want you to do something on the e-learning.
Oh.
Yes.
No question.
No question. Petronia.
I was asking if you can please repeat cluster sampling.
I can?
Repeat cluster sampling.
Okay, fair enough. Let me repeat. So let me meet all of you. Okay, so let's repeat on the class sampling. Okay. So as mentioned, the first thing is you subdivide the items within the population into groups. Okay, so group 1 all the way to group 10. Okay, and here assuming that each of the group is made of 10 items. Okay, so each of the group is made of 10 items. So group 1, group 2, group 3, all the way to group 10. Okay. The next step, you further subdivide the items. You further get out of group 1, for example. Okay, we want to pick 2 items. Okay, we only need 10 items, 2 items, because our sample, for example, okay, our sample, we needed to have 20 items. Okay, our sample, we needed to have 20 items. Okay, so from group 1, we want to pick 2 items. From group 2, 2 items, all the way to group 10. So each of the group will give us 2 items. Okay, that we shall combine to make the sample 20 items. Okay, so from group 1, we get 2 items. Okay, group 2, 2 items, group 3, 2 items. So at the end of group 10, we shall be having 20 items. Okay, then we combine those two items from each of the group, okay, to form our sample. Okay, to form our 20 item sample. Okay, we'll call the stratified sampling method. Okay. And how do we pick the items? We pick the items by the use of random number generator. Okay, so the base of the random number generator. Okay, so that help us in picking those items. Okay, so Petronira.
Yeah.
I hope I've answered. Have I?
No, you've explained the wrong one.
You're asking which one?
Cluster, not.
Oh, it's the cluster. Ah, okay. So on the class sampling method, okay, so don't forget, as mentioned, okay, so all you need to do is use, let me just explain again, but now on cluster, okay. Okay, so the first thing, as I mentioned, is for us we subdivide the items within the population, okay, into groups. So we have group 1 all the way to group 10, okay. We need our sample, okay, the same, we need our sample to be made of 20 items, okay? But these 20 items, we are going to pick them from 2 groups, okay? Don't forget, now you're picking the groups, okay? You're not picking the items within the group. It is now the groups, okay? So between, we have number 1, we have number 10. Then you can use a generator that will help us pick 2 groups, okay? 2 groups, because don't forget, we need, each of the group has 10 items, but you want 20 items. That means therefore we need we need 2 groups, okay? So we pick a generator and to assist you in picking the group, okay? So if the generator gives us group 5 and group 3, the items that makes group 5 and items that make group 5 become therefore our sample, okay? That's on the cluster sampling method, okay? Petronina,
Yes.
is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah, that's on the cluster sampling method. Okay, so we're going to pick the items. We are going to pick all the items that makes that group. Okay, all the items that makes that group. Okay, so as opposed to the stratified sampling method. Okay, so all the items that makes that group. Okay, so group 3 and group 5, for example, the items combined makes therefore our sample. Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Sorry. All clear? Question? Okay, so if...
Excuse me.
Yes.
What are you going to do in the e-learning?
E-learning, I want us to do a multiple choice question. Okay,
Bye.
Now.
Why not?
We'll start Kombeleni.
Okay, fair enough. Then you can start tomorrow if you're too scared for multiple.
We hardly remember stuff to do.
Okay, then fair enough. Then for tomorrow's session, prepare.
Then Mr. Dominic.
Yes.
Me, I can't access my e-learning, so I have some issues with my e-learning. I don't know if you. Hey.
You have issues with the e-learning.
Yes, I've tried to change everything and I'm not getting a solution.
What's the problem? Is it the password or the account?
Changing the password.
I sent a document. Have you tried to access it?
Yes.
And it can't help you out.
Yes.
What did you say?
I'm not able to change my password.
Wow, okay, that's new. Wow, okay. You have Christine is the administrator. You know her, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you get in touch with her so that she can assist you in getting the password?
Okay, I've never contacted her, so
Yeah,
I'll try today.
yes, she will see your case at strathmore.edu.
Okay.
Yeah, try to contact her so that she can help you out. Okay, then tomorrow we shall do a 10 question MCQ.
Okay, so the class is over.
Yeah, the class is more or less like over. But before you leave, okay, because I want to get the register for all of you. So on the chat, okay.
Yeah.
So on the chat, okay. So all of you, so you just write your admission number and your name. So admission number and the official name as it appears on the Strathmore document. So admission number, okay, and your name. So all of it, so that become therefore our register. Okay. So and we start now. So admission number plus your name, starting with your surname. Okay, it's the normal way you register on the chat. Okay. So do that in the next 1 minute. Then add the class. Yes, Karen. Yes, I'm waiting.
Yes, I'm typing.
I can't remember my admission number.
Okay, then write your official name, but start with your surname.
Oh. I don't know.
My phone is hanging.
But we can hear you very well. What's happening?
I don't know why the screen is hanging.
I don't know how to submit.
So it's you who has not. It's you who is not able to type.
Yes.
Karen. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. I'll note that then.
Okay.
Hi. So Sawa then. Then that was our first session. I hope it was good enough. Don't forget, as mentioned, you give me the feedback so that we can see how to improve the session in future. Okay.
Okay.
So hi. We meet tomorrow then. I'll share the videos on the e-learning data alone. Okay, in case you want to have a recap of what we have been discussing. Okay, so I'll share them later on. Okay. I see you tomorrow then.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.